Hi, guys. This is the Working Money Podcast, and it's normally with host Michelle Wong, but I have co-host Marcus Renton and guest host Sarah Isabella.
Hey.
And we have a great guest, and his name is Carlos Phoenix Jimenez. And Carlos, let's get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello guys. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come onto the show. So, basically, what I am is a online broadcaster. I basically do live streams for a living, as well as I go to media companies. And basically, the new thing with media companies is the ability to broadcast live online. So, a lot of companies, most of their marketing is standard marketing. Your television commercials, your radio commercials, your pamphlets, your brochures, that type of thing. But right now, the new way of reaching the newer markets is by interacting more on social media and going live. So the big thing here is where the media companies are trying to figure out ways of doing that, and that's where I come in. So I basically come in and I strategize. I come up with ideas of not only how they can do what they want to do, but methods of doing it, equipment that they need, setup of a studio, and all those type of things, including how they would get their messages gathered together and live. And then if it means, well, how do we get to interact with the audience, and who's going to do that? Who's the one that's going to be in front of camera? How are they going to do that? What's the personality type that it needs to be? Who's going to represent the business? Those are the kind of things that we focus on. And then on top of that, we focus on these social media strategies of once you do the video content, how does it get used after the fact? So things of that's basically what I do.
Wow. Nice.
That's really cool, Carlos.
So now, you were mentioning before that your background is in TV and film and music. So how do you incorporate that now? Is it easier for you to get those clients in when you're working on what you're doing now?
So yeah, basically my background is film and television. I used to art direct. I used to in film. I used to do some camera work. I used to do post production. So I'm very familiar with the processes of what we're familiar with in terms of television. The changes are the interactivity, the ability to communicate with the audience, participate with the audience, have them come onto the show as well, ask questions, and then answer those questions. So part of that is being transparent to that audience and being able to communicate without trying to lie. You're not trying to sell them something. You're basically really participating in a community that's also now interested in your brand and your products.
Amazing. So now, Marcus, you were ready to ask a question. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
Oh, that's quite all right. I forget, but I have a new question for him. So, tell us about an adventure that you had on set or backstage doing your setup with one of your clients. I'd love to hear one of those stories.
So, I don't really have to invent anything per se, but I do have some product that I'm releasing that does help in behind the scenes stuff. So mostly what I do is we discuss what their mission is, what they want to accomplish. Then we talk about how that gets accomplished. In other words, how many people will be in front of camera? Do they want to patch into someone who's going to be in Las Vegas, for example, and bring them on camera, all in real time and live? The kind of graphics and message also. Plus, are you sponsored? So do we want to have the sponsor's logo on screen? Those type of things are the things that we talk about. And based on those answers, I work out a formula as to what equipment will accomplish those goals, and then how I have to train them on how to use that equipment and the software. And then if somebody who's in front of camera will formulate how they're going to, not script per se, because scripting is good, but you want to have a list of points that you want to make on a per show basis. So so it's basically organization. Once we get the studio, once we get the equipment, you build it, you have all the cables, you hide all the cables, you make it look pretty, and then you formulate the social media strategy, how you're going to engage with the people who are asking questions and things of that nature. So that's kind of a little bit of behind the scenes.
Amazing. It's really an amazing thing, and we've had a couple of conversations here and there in regards to some of the things that you've been working on. And this platform is an amazing platform because now instead of going, like for instance, like what I'm doing right now, being at the radio station, you can do it from the luxury of your home or an area where you can set up a studio. Now, I've been seeing that as a common factor. One of the people that have done that as of recent has, and he's your friend, and he's also a friend of mine through Facebook, is Ryan. He has his studio and he does the Hustle Zone. I don't know if you guys know the Hustle Zone. He does it straight from his house, and he has a studio built from there. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I've interviewed him a couple of months back. He's a fitness guru. His name is Pedro's Killian. And he also has a studio that he built out from I think it's from his office. And he does a lot of his interviews and other, he has a podcast show as well, and he does it from there. So I see this as being a new thing.
Trending.
Yeah, it's very trending right now, and this is going to be the new platform for people to do their stuff, is from like having a built-in studio.
So why do you think it's working? What do you think caused this paradigm shift in your work?
So are we talking about like why is live streaming working, or?
Yeah, like before we didn't have it, and then now it seems like it's the only way to reach them. Why do you think it's working?
Well, so I think it's a lot of it's a generational thing for one, I believe.
Right.
So we live in an age where the internet has now affected a majority of the generations that are alive today. And that internet has changed how everything is done. So music totally changed. Movies and how we watch movies completely changed. How we read books. Everything that relates to media has changed. And what's crazy is the generations now that are starting to become the purchasers are generations that were born when the internet existed, and they've never known a world without it. Right. So now that we live in a world where the internet has been in existence since birth, the philosophies and the way they interact with humans and people and make friendships is completely changed. So people don't hang out on the street as much anymore, the kids, to play sports as much as they used to. Now they interact with each other electronically. So you have platforms like Snapchat and things of that nature where their friendships are developed fully, both online and in person. And when the parents are like, oh, get off that phone, you're like, well, if you get off the phone now, you literally are cutting off their lifeline of communicating with friends. See, they don't hang out. They don't go to each other's houses as much as they used to, but they are still communicating. They're still being friends. And to them, it's equal to what we were doing when we were young and being friends with people in person. To them, there's no difference. To them, this is just an method of doing it. And so to them, their social structure, their social thinking is completely different. And so when it comes down to business, their interaction with business is also different. To them, shopping is an online experience. To them, getting a taxi is an online experience. Instead of going to a hotel, to them, an Airbnb is more convenient. To them, so all these different mentalities, all these different ways of buying a plane ticket, you don't go to a travel agency anymore, preparing for your vacation, all of it is phone, online based. And because of that, the way you have to market to them is completely different. It's no longer just, what's up, Robert Stern? So I'm live with you guys on my page. So it's a visual experience while you guys also doing the radio, and that's also an audible experience, all of it being online. So the engagement really is what the selling factor is. They want you to talk to them. They want to be able to ask questions. They don't want to wait. They don't want to have to walk down the street and read a pamphlet. No, they want now. And so now live streaming is the method to do it. And so when I approach these companies, that's the message that I bring to them. It's what you're going to do in the next 5 to 10 years that's going to dramatically affect your business. Because if you don't, the people who are older are going to die out, and the people who are younger are going to be paying to replace those people. And if you're not in their field, they're not going to know your brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. We're right now in an advantage in a sense where if you're doing a show or if you're doing FaceTime, you have the luxury of doing it from whatever place that you're at and be able to communicate with people internationally. So it's not something that just locally, but also internationally. For instance, what you were saying before, I can very well do an interview with someone, and I can now do it with someone in Australia, and have that video communication with them, and be able to have it right then and there, and people would be able to see the engagement between us from two different areas, and it's the opposite parts of the world. So yeah, that I definitely see this is an amazing platform, and not just in a platform, but it's an evolving into a better space for everybody to interconnect and on a larger scale, and be able to do things from where they're at, and be able to actually connect with people around the globe.
Right. And part of what's the change, everything that we're talking about, I think live streaming is a new, how should I put it? A new stepping stone.
It's the golden era of social media.
Well, it's a new way of people interacting with content. So here's how I think it may change in the next 10 to 20 years. So if you're watching a movie, you go to the theater, and that's your kind of your social engagement. Everybody's in the dark. Shh, don't say anything because you're watching a movie. Theoretically, we might have 360-degree movies. How we're going to engage with that might be different. But the social aspect of it, the engagement and talking aspect of it, one of the things that I want to launch next year is the ability to show a feature film. But then part of the social engagement is the actors and the filmmakers, directors, producers are going to be able to have a conversation with you right after the film. That's where the way the marketing works, there's that interaction. It's like the touch and feel without the actual physical touch and feel. The personality and the ability to emotionally connect is part of the game now. And I think in music and film, that's going to be part of the game as well.
I think that's awesome.
Wow. So would you say that companies that embrace this this going live or golden age of social media, do you feel that they'd be positioning themselves that have a first mover's advantage over other companies in their industry?
Yeah, so right now, a lot of companies are still hesitant. They're like, well, let's feel it out. Let's see what's going on. I don't know how we make diapers. How would we get benefit from? We manufacture houses. How would we benefit? I'm a lawyer. How do I benefit from using live streaming? So those are the conversations that I get in the different levels of, small, medium, and large businesses. And I've been able to answer each one of those questions with them because, well, they all can benefit from it. What the internet allows is a level playing field. So you can be a big Hollywood studio, and you're now equal as a mom and pop shop that maybe have a pizza joint. And you can try to get that equal attention. You have niche markets. Some people might like pizza more than they like some Hollywood studio, and they're going to watch you more than they're going to watch something else. So I don't know if that answered your question, but my mind was just thinking in that process, so I went with it. Sorry.
Yeah, it does, because you're saying it gives them an advantage. So point taken. I do see a lot of companies hesitant to embrace it, so I just wanted your opinion on that.
If you don't use it, you lose it. So
yeah, what ends up happening is those companies who come in too late will have to really chase after the ones who
people don't know what they don't know. So some people just think that it's not going to work until they try it or they see it working for somebody else. So the best way to find out is just use it. Use it to your advantage, especially like Facebook and Instagram. Without paying for the sponsored ads, I mean, come on, like that's free marketing. Why wouldn't you use that to your advantage?
Well, yeah, that's true. When you look at things like Facebook and YouTube and Periscope, Twitter, things of that nature, it's just a free platform. Before, you had to pay to be on a TV channel to have a commercial. You have to pay to get on a radio station to have a commercial. You have to pay to send out the mailer. You have to pay for everything. This is the first time that you can, and not that you want to bombard people with marketing, it's bombarding them with communication. And
Right.
if you can communicate and have your brand become the image of that brand, then you're doing it for free.
Hmm.
But you're giving way more value than you ever have with any of the other forms of marketing.
Yep. Effective communication, and that's what sales is all about.
Absolutely.
So, Carlos, I wanted to ask you in regards to, because you have quite a few things in the works. Is there anything like that you want to share to our viewers that that you're having put out in the next couple of months, or is there a particular project that you're working on that you want to just like let people know so that they can, you know, contact you or connect with you on that?
Absolutely. So, and what I'll do is afterwards I'll put this on our comments. But yes, so right now one of the things I'm releasing is a product called Capture. So the product I'm gonna since I'm also doing video here, I'm gonna demonstrate it on my hand. It's a device that allows a small business, a large business, anybody basically that may have a video camera or a DSLR to hook that device to their computer and through USB basically use that as a form of live streaming. What does it mean? It means that you can take a nice quality, higher end camera than your webcam and broadcast live to people who to your audience and do it in a way that looks much sharper, much brighter, much richer, and also you have more capabilities. For example, maybe you want to do a live stream of someone's game or an event. You can zoom in with these cameras. Where a webcam, you're kind of limited. So I'm going to briefly kind of show you a glimpse of this right here on the screen. Oops, sorry. I'm going to do that again. And so that's the device. That's how it sells. And right now we're doing it as a Indiegogo so that we can have people show their interest, and then I can determine how well it's going to do and how much more manufacturing we need to place. But we've been doing some thorough tests, and those tests will allow even, let's say, your show. Here you are on your radio station, and you can have a DSLR camera hooked up to your laptop and sharpen and brighten and make it look really sharp and crisp and compete with television channels very simply.
Wow, amazing. And you know what? We're looking at your screen, like your half of the screen of where you're doing your show from, and the quality is night and day. Like
Yeah.
we're basically doing it from the webcam from the laptop, and it does not even compare to the quality of what you have on your end.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It looks like straight out of like if you were at a TV studio.
TV, yeah.
And having it recorded. So it's amazing how the quality is on your end. And I'm looking forward to seeing that product come out.
So Carlos, are you using that for this?
Yes, absolutely. And
Wow, that's
now
cool.
I also have it normally. I don't have it connected right now, but I usually have either a gaming system or an Apple TV. So the device not only permits you, especially if you're a gamer, maybe you want to use it for personal purposes, not just for business, and you're a gamer and you want to have your Xbox connected and stream your gameplay live online, it'll connect to the HDMI of that Xbox, and you're going to stream in full 1080 resolution to YouTube or Twitch, 720 on Facebook for now, and have amazing gameplay without adding any processing issues to your computer, because the device itself has all the processing power inside the device. So that's pretty much how that works. And we made sure the technology is something that I would want, which I definitely want. And because I wanted it, we made it, and then we decided to mass produce it for the public.
Amazing.
Who chose the name of it?
So I mean, it's a gimmicky name, of course. You know how like they call it a video capture device. So with the normal spelling. So we just said, well, let's not change the name. Let's just change the spelling. And you know how nowadays anything you spell, you remove vowels when it comes to the internet, and that's kind of what we did.
Wow, but it's an amazing product. I mean, guys, like, come on. Now like, again.
He just teed it up for you guys.
You can now go have everything set up from your home or your office, have a studio, full-fledged, as if you were at a TV studio, and the capabilities, and have everything put together, and people would not know that you're doing it from home or from the office. You're basically, the quality and everything put together makes it look so professional, so crisp. It's like as if you were recording from an actual TV studio, which is amazing.
Christmas is around the corner.
So just to give you a little bit of an idea, again, and Anna, who is on the comments here, if you can share the link, because right now my hands are a little bit full, but the capture device right now, early bird special, is $179. So $179 will get you to hook up your video camera, your DSLR, your computer, your gaming system to your computer through USB. It treats it like a USB webcam. So there is no complexity, there's no software you got to run, and you can stream live.
Okay, so Marcus is sharing it out right now, and it's Carlos Phoenix. He's looking you up right now.
You're trying to see your broadcast.
And Carlos, in regards to that, I know that we've spoken previously in regards to in regards to what you're doing and connecting with people here and there. I actually talked to a few people in the industry, in the music industry and the entertainment industry, and I was telling them about what you do and the product that you have, and they're interested. So remind me to give you that information and make that connection, because there's already 2-3 people in place that I can definitely put you through, and they're just amazed about the things that you're doing. Carlos, I also wanted to ask you a question in regards to this. And I always kind of bring this up because there's always I guess a generation gap in a sense. You are closer in age as I am in regards to being a little bit old school. As to Sarah and Marcus, they're a little bit on the younger. They're the millennials. They're very into the technology. How do you feel in regards to now being someone of the other generation coming in and kind of bringing in this new innovative technology?
So if they're anything like my child, they love to put themselves on YouTube, put themselves on video. That's their form of saying, "Hey, look at me," type of thing. And now I don't know what their mindset is, but they love watching YouTube. So and if I'm saying anything incorrect, guys, since you're there, feel free to say, "Look, old man, I don't like watching YouTube."
Look, old man. I'm just kidding.
So the idea is this product can allow even YouTubers, people who like putting themselves on video, to then go live. So one of the big things you'll notice is that a lot of YouTubers who've been doing it for a little while are using the DSLR cameras and to make themselves look really good. And you'll have this really good YouTube sharp, fuzzy background look and that type of thing. And I love it personally. But being in old school, I realized, well, how come they don't go live? I mean, they have all the talent. They're presentable on camera. Why are they not going live? My kids are watching them. Why my kids can't engage with them though? So
I can answer that question for you.
Really? So go ahead, give me an idea, because this would be fantastic.
This is actually something that I've been experiencing more recently, and I can't really give you the exact reason why, but it's just been something that it's almost like stage fright. It's all these people are watching it. And it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever did a bikini show, but it's you're walking out, there's all these people looking at you, and you're just like, oh shoot. So I was actually able
Not
to
bikini,
get myself.
no, but I've done other things.
Well, that'll be another interview. No, I'm just kidding. So I actually got myself a little bit more familiar and out of my comfort zone by just doing it. And I started out by doing a live feed with one of my Facebook friends, and we were talking about a subject that I'm able to easily talk about. And I was like, okay, so like I'm easily able to talk about this. It's something I know. It's, you know, something that I like to talk about. And that kind of broke me out of my shell to be able to start doing live. So it started out with just one person, me and that other person, sorry, two people. And then from there, actually recently, I've been using Instagram Live, and we were talking about this last night, and I was like, Michelle, I don't know what it is that makes it easier for me to do an Instagram Live than a Facebook Live, but you said it was, you know, I was more familiar with my base of friends on the Instagram, whereas, so I've been in the fitness industry for 7 years, so a lot of my friends on Instagram are more fitness-based friendships, whereas Facebook's, it's a little bit of everything. So I've just been doing it over and over and over, getting more comfortable. And before I did that, I did a live recently, I think it was like a week ago. And I was at the mall, and there were some awesome cars, and I was like, ooh, let me record this. And I was a little nervous, but I did it anyways, and at the very end, I put the camera on me, and then today was actually the first day that I just pulled the trigger and actually, like, did the live by myself with everybody here. Yeah. So, breakthrough!
See, now that's awesome. Now, so what's incredible to hear, now, were you doing YouTube podcasts before, or YouTube?
I haven't, but that's on my list, so that's the next step.
So that's great. Now, those who are already doing the podcast or already doing the YouTube videos, this is kind of like the tool that they needed. A lot of them had been telling us, well, to go live, you know, I got to use my webcam, and that's why we don't want to change the look of our brand. You know, we're high quality and this and that. If we go live, it's going to now diminish that quality. So now they can use the exact same equipment that they currently use to shoot their recordings and go live with it. And so that's kind of like the benefit. Another thing that I didn't mention earlier is that on the device, you see that little black hole there, that is actually audio. So it's one of the only devices at a very low cost that allows you to take a mixer and plug it in and have audio capabilities streamed in with your camera. A lot of cameras, if you have it at too far of a distance, you're going to have a micro that's that long. But with this, you can get it closer, you can have it hooked up to the mixer, and do all sorts of stuff. So that's kind of like the strategy of why we built it the way we built it.
Okay. Wow. Now, Carlos, I have another question. In regards to this device and everything else, is it something that is just stationed from the office or from the home, or is it something that it can be on the go? Because I'll give you an example. Marcus and I, we go on location and we do our show, not just on radio, but also on TV. We do this on location. There's sometimes that we would have to go to another area to cover an event. So for instance, like next week, I'm going to be going to Philadelphia. Right. I'm going to be going to on Tuesday, and I'm going Saturday. And we're going to be doing the recording and getting everything set up and all of that. But something like this, is it something that can be also plugged in while on location, or is it something that is just stationed right at, your home or office?
So one of the key factors, there was a number of key factors. One was size. So it's a very small pocketable device. Two was heat. A lot of competitive devices get very, very hot. So we made sure that she's doing her hair.
Check it out.
So we made sure that the heat wasn't going to be an issue. The processing power is very strong, but it's not stressing and it's not getting hot. So it's also solid metal. So it's not going to just bend in your pocket if you accidentally sit on your butt. And so those are the things that we thought about. And you can have a laptop, hook this up to a XLR or not XLR, I'm sorry, a DSLR camera or a video camera, plug it into a USB port, and you're ready to go live just with the Facebook browser.
Nice.
Wow.
So basically, people could be on the street and something happens, and they can take an image, and it can be a high quality image using this device.
Yes. So actually, I'm working with that with one of my clients, where they are a newspaper, a local newspaper that does cover nationwide news, and the reporters, all they need is their laptop a DSLR or video camera, tripod, the device with the cables, and a microphone. And when they go live, they'll be broadcast quality. There's another device that's added to it, which I also sell, and that allows you to use cellular networks bonded together to stream a high definition pipe without using just one cellular signal. You can have up to 4 cellular signals, making sure that it looks broadcast quality.
Wow.
Nice.
Well,
So does that thing fit in a stocking or what?
It absolutely fits in a stocking.
Nice.
I think she's trying to hint at that she wants that as a
Hint,
Christmas,
family members
as
who are
a
creeping.
Christmas. What is it? A Christmas stuffer?
A stocking
Sorry,
stuffer.
stocking stuffer. Yeah. So she's probably trying to promote it for the holidays. Great salesperson to have in your corner. That I can get you. Sarah is really good with that.
Yeah, and so I'm also aiming, like, what's another good thing is you can have multiple one of these. So, for example, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who does a cooking show. And if he wants to then upgrade his cooking capabilities, or not the capabilities of his cooking, but his show, you can have multiple video cameras hooked up to multiple ones of these. And as long as you have enough USB ports, just plug them in and you're going to have multiple cameras that you can switch, like I'm doing right now with this production, broadcasting video, but it looks like television quality.
You have to charge those?
No, it does not use power other than your USB power.
Nice.
Wow. So you have literally you have a portable studio. That's an amazing thing that you can just go get everything geared up. Do it from home, do it from the office, and hey, if I need to go on location, I can just go and get everything put together and be on the go and do this. And, technology has come a very, very long way. And I say that because I've seen how things have transitioned. Even the quality, if you looked at films back in the day, if you look at the old black and white and then the films that went into color and how it has transitioned from, let's say, the 1940s until now, the quality of films overall, in TV as well, has drastically changed. It's night and day. And it's amazing how technology has evolved throughout time, and now how we not just have the quality but also the convenience of being able to do the same things as someone that is doing this more on a professional standpoint. And that's again like the great thing about technology, that if one thing shuts down, the other thing you can still communicate with everything. I have to say thank you for being on our show and talking about what you're doing and what you're up to. As I said before, due to the mishap of the technical difficulties that we were having previously with
it's all this energy in this room.
the previous episode that we were with a person that we were interviewing, we want to have you back on the show so that we can give you the full hour of full attention and basically go from A through Z on everything that you're doing, any projects that you have coming up, or anything that you want to share for our listeners and our viewers for the pending year of 2018. So I want you to be able to share a little bit more in depth and have more discussions about this, because this is an interesting platform that you have, and also it's a great product that you have in place, and I definitely want to promote that out there for anybody else that is looking to do more radio, more TV and stuff like that. This is a perfect time to put yourself out there and really present yourself and your business and your brand. So Carlos,
I appreciate that. So thank you. Yes, I'll absolutely come to have you be back on your show for that hour interview. I do appreciate the time you've given me today, and I hope you like the production that can be done. Of course, you can share this video to your channel. That way, your viewers can also enjoy a little bit of a visual version of the show. It looks good and clear to me, so I hope that it gives them a better idea of what the potential is for the future. And I appreciate your time.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Carlos.
We
So
appreciate
Definitely.
you too.
Yeah, I mean, you solved the problem, and you did touch on something that sometimes people are hesitant to go live or embrace technology because they're not getting crisp images or their quality isn't good. So I feel like you're really helping bring like other projects, other products to market that probably would have been buried because people are like, I don't want to deal with this. The quality is terrible, and I don't want to be associated with that.
It's all about the lighting.
absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the many bloopers that we're gonna capture on the show, on the road, like touring. Like it's gonna be amazing.
Well, hopefully I can create a setup like this for you guys. That way you can bring your guests and people can visually interact with them as well. But
Yeah.
thank you so much, guys. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day.
You too.
yes, Carlos. Yeah, I wish you an amazing weekend, and thank you for giving us your time to be on the show. Guys, we're all in agreement. It was a great informational piece. Carlos Phoenix Jimenez, it was great having you on the show. Definitely we'll have you back on. We'll just coordinate, I would say in the next month or so, if you're not taking up a lot with the holidays, maybe we can have some time to have that one-to-one and really go from A through Z on everything that you've been doing in as of late and what you're planning to do for 2018.
Where can we find these?
And Sarah wants to know where everyone can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, I'm Carlos Phoenix, and you can find me at livestreamingmaster.com if you want to focus more on how can you create shows like this. But I also have theloungenetwork.com, which is my content website where interviews that I've done with celebrities, musicians, filmmakers of all types, and also have other shows that relate to other content is there. So that's pretty much where you can find me. On Facebook, you can find me on Carlos Phoenix. Same thing with Twitter. Same thing with Instagram. And I can go on and on and on.
And the capture, which crowdfunding platform is it on currently?
So it is on Indiegogo. And we do have the link on my comments. But if you want to copy and paste that on your page, that'd be great. So we just launched that last week. I think it was Tuesday, maybe. And so it's going to be a very aggressive campaign. We aggressively price the product so people can start enjoying it, and then we'll ship them out as soon as we can mass produce them by February. Chances are it'll be earlier than that, but we want to make sure that by February all our deliveries are out.
Cool.
Okay.
I want to be your first customer.
And can you spell the capture for me for the older
Absolutely.
dinosaur millennials?
So is KAPCHR.
Got it. All right, dinosaur well received.
So guys, we're going to be wrapping up because our time has come to the end. You can reach us through Work Your Money. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. It's Work Your Money or Work Your Money Podcast. Our website is workyourmoney.net. So guys, until the next time, this is the Work Your Money Podcast. It was a pleasure to have you on, and also not just audio, but also be able to see us visually. I bid everybody a good evening.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.